David's eyes captured something way before its time as he was praising, worshiping, praying, interceding, and prophesying before the unveiled ark, Adonai's face-to-face presence. The veil not separating gave him and those called to minister in that humble tent, that simple prayer room, the grace to peer into something innovative for their time. Approximately 1,000 years later, Jesus would say, "The hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father is seeking such to worship him." A shared meal in Martha and Mary's house would bring the one thing that's needed to sit at Jesus' feet. Jesus' teaching was also fashioned around statements such as, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." And "He who has seen me," Jesus, "has seen my Father." The Psalms show us David was forerunning the idea of beholding God, peering into the very throne room, basking in the raging beauty of the Eternal One, all by simply desiring to gaze. David and the Levites were experiencing the way you and I enter into worship in the new covenant. The Psalms say over and over, "Behold, you desire truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part you will make me to know wisdom." It echoes in other places, "Whom have I in heaven but you? And there's none upon earth that I desire besides you." The principal key to psalming as a psalmist, singing the song of the Lord, spontaneously worshiping, free worship, or prophesying as a prophetic singer or a musician is gazing upon God in such a way you begin to sing and express musically the beauty and the excellencies of who you have just seen. If you are new to this, it comes with time and just opening your Bible on the music stand and singing the written word. Encounter will eventually flow. God orchestrates this, not us and our thoughts. Our hearts connect to knowing him intimately, and it flows. Remember, it's doing something with him, not for him. Have you ever wondered about when prophets in the Bible saw God? Deep imagery that takes time to gain knowledge of this type of encounter. Here's a crash course that will help you start. Remember, this is caught by his Spirit, not taught. Revelation 4. After these things I looked, have eyes to see. By seeing I know. Pay attention to. Have regard for the one. Cherish. And behold, step into fascination. Adore. Yeshua is the door in heaven. Oh, open the door of our hearts. Standing open, his invitation in heaven. The highest revelation of God's beauty. Everything around him expresses who he is to creation. This is the beauty realm. It's a reality. And the first voice, the voice of my beloved, voice of my first love, which I heard was like a trumpet, strong, speaking with me. Have ears to hear, saying, come up here, and I will show you things which must take place after this. Come away with me, my bride. I have secrets for you. Immediately, I was in the Spirit encounter. And behold, keep gazing. A throne set in heaven. We love your leadership, O God. The sure foundation of your kingdom. And one, Abba Father, sat on the throne. The beauty of God's person and how he looks, feels, and acts is in verse 3. And he who sat there was like a jasper stone. This is God's righteousness, a precious stone of various colors, purple, blue, green, or even brass. It can even be translucent, like air. The conclusion is there are many different hues coming out of God's beauty. And a sardius stone, God's justice, also called carnelian because it's flesh-colored. The Hebrew references a redness, Adam, the ruddiness, the fair, handsome description of youthful beauty in appearance. And there was a rainbow, a covenant around the throne. In appearance like an emerald. This is God's mercy, his covenant of peace and reconciliation. A transparent, flashing, sparkling light green color. Justinus says in his lexicon that this color actually makes noise. It thunders. It's reminiscent of the very glory of God. And the roots of the Hebrew give us a picture of a flashing sword. God himself casting forth, flashing forth lightning. Verse 4, the beauty of God's partners. His son's bride enthroned, robed, and crowned. Around the throne were 24 thrones. And on the thrones I saw 24 elders, the 12 tribes of Israel, and the 12 apostles of the Lamb, sitting clothed with white robes, his righteousness. And they had crowns of gold on their heads, ornaments, dignity of perfected love, the wedding crown that we see in Song of Solomon 3:11, the prize of victors, a diadem for Yeshua. The Hebrew word gives us a picture of being surrounded to attack or protect. Verse 5, this is the beauty of God's power. And from the throne proceeded lightnings, thunderings, and voices. The beauty of God's presence, his fire. 7 lamps of fire were burning before his throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. In Isaiah 11:2, it says it's the Spirit of the Lord, Spirit of wisdom, Spirit of understanding, Spirit of counsel, Spirit of might, Spirit of knowledge, and Spirit of the fear of the Lord. Dive in.